Good day from Inside Drug Discovery. This video presents a drug, Zaynich, which was recently approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. As you can see on this slide, Zaynich is a combination treatment and consists of two different drug substances. This video focuses on the compound on the left, beta-lactam, which is the new chemical entity in the drug product. Zaynich was approved on May 29, 2026. Zaynich is approved for treatment of complicated urinary tract infections, including pyelonephritis, which involves in the infection spreading from the bladder to the kidney. As we saw in the opening slide, Zaynich contains two APIs, cefepime and beta-lactam. The drug is administered by intravenous infusion once every 8 hours in a dose of 3 grams of cefepime and 1 gram of beta-lactam. The dose may need to be adjusted based on the kidney function of the patient. The sponsor for the NDA is Wockhardt Group. A link to the prescribing information insert of Zaynich is shown on this slide, as well as in the video description. The indication for Zaynich is for urinary tract infections, UTIs. UTIs are bacterial infections and therefore treated with antibiotics. The infection typically starts in the urethra, though it can progress into the bladder to become a bladder infection, as well as up the ureters and into the kidneys. When a UTI is isolated to the urethra or bladder, it is an uncomplicated UTI. If the infection spreads to the kidneys, it is a complicated UTI. Zaynich is indicated specifically for complicated UTIs. The bacterial strains against which Zaynich has evidence for efficacy are shown on this slide. These 5 strains are all gram-negative bacteria, which are generally more difficult to treat than gram-positive bacterial infections. Zaynich is a combo drug, and one of the components is a beta-lactamase inhibitor. Beta-lactamase inhibitors block the action of, you guessed it, beta-lactamases, which are bacterial enzymes that break down beta-lactam drugs. Zaynich contains a beta-lactam drug. That is cefepime, which is an antibacterial that has been previously approved and marketed for other indications. The beta-lactam ring in cefepime is subject to degradation by beta-lactamases. The action of beta-lactamases can contribute to antibiotic resistance. The beta-lactamase inhibitor in Zaynich is beta-lactam. Beta-lactam is a completely new chemical entity developed by Wockhardt. By blocking beta-lactamases, beta-lactam increases the cefepime exposure to the infectious bacteria and boosts the efficacy of the drug. Here are beta-lactam's physicochemical properties. While it is a small molecule drug and formally satisfies Lipinski's rules, it is not orally administered in Zaynich. The PK properties for both cefepime and beta-lactam are shown here. The half-lives of both compounds are short, but that is fine for a drug that is administered every 8 hours. The PK properties of both compounds are remarkably similar, from half-life, volume of distribution, and clearance, down to even plasma protein binding. I don't know if beta-lactam was optimized to specifically match the PK properties of cefepime, but it is certainly possible. Both compounds are minimally metabolized by the liver. I somewhat question whether they're even membrane permeable to enter hepatocytes. With regard to excretion, both compounds are essentially only renally excreted and mostly in unchanged form as the parent drug. I'll note that this profile, renal excretion of unchanged drug, is ideal for a compound that is indicated to treat urinary tract infections. Warnings and precautions associated with Zaynich include hypersensitivity, neurotoxicity, which is known with cefepime, and finally, higher risk of certain types of infection. Adverse reactions seen in at least 2% of treated patients include diarrhea, headache, hypertension, and hypokalemia, low potassium levels. That brings us to the end of this summary of the NDA approval of Zaynich, which was announced by the U.S. FDA on May 29th of 2026. Zaynich contains both cefepime and beta-lactam. Zaynich is approved for treatment of complicated UTIs. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment or question if you have any. Take care.